You're listening to Filter Free Amerika.
Well, Filter Free America is where I wanna be. Arriving on the shining black shores of oil-soaked Lady Liberty, with justice not just blind, but deaf, dumb, and unkind. Thank God I'm filter free. It's Filter Free Amerika.
Motherfucker!
Hello. Welcome to the Filter Free Amerika podcast. As always, I am so extremely happy that you guys are back here with me together as one unit listening to a podcast. But let's talk about this episode, okay? First, this is not an interview episode of the Filter Free Amerika podcast. No. Also, I am not alone in the Filter Free Amerika studio right now. Sitting across from me right now in what is normally the guest chair of the Filter Free Amerika podcast, in the motherfucking flesh, is comedian and fantastic human being, Wayne Burfeind.
Hello.
You're already a pro. I did not have to trigger you. I didn't even have to give you the go signal or anything like that. You just know you're here.
No, it was the subtle threats before we started that.
Oh, well, you gotta get people in line, man. You gotta do it. If you remember the name of Wayne, it's from the most recent. Well, not most recent. I think a couple episodes ago, he was the guest of the limo driver.
Oh yeah,
episode. Right?
Sorry, there wasn't a lot of fucking in the back. Sorry.
There was enough of everything else though.
Right.
So if you want to know more about Wayne's history, make sure you go check out that episode, and I'm sure you already have. Wayne is partnering. I want to explain a little bit what we're doing here in this new episode, okay? Wayne is partnering with me on some new Filter Free Amerika content, okay? So don't worry. The interview episodes are not going away, and it will remain the focus of the podcast. But these episodes that we're doing, me and Wayne together, are simply an additional offering that will provide even more content that will help me fill in around the interviews while still maintaining the vibe and intent of the Filter Free Amerika podcast.
You're welcome.
Right? Thank you.
This is for you.
You're right. We're doing it for you, people. So what are these new episodes? I'll tell you. In these episodes, Wayne and I are going to pick a topic. Could be a person, could be a place, could be a thing, or an event,
Or
right?
an action.
Or an action.
Yeah.
Right? Well, an event is an action. Is that the same thing?
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe. We'll figure that out as we go. We're still experimenting here.
We're going to give you all the nouns.
Oh, right. Could be anything.
Yes.
It could be anything. We are going to study some available information about the topic that we choose. Then we're going to discuss our view of the topic and share some of the stuff that we learn. Is that a good explanation?
I think that's a great explanation.
Okay. Also, no matter the topic, no matter how serious the subject matter is, we are going to make jokes about it every step of the way.
It's in our blood.
Right? Hello,
We have
Holocaust
to.
episode.
Okay.
Not yet.
I'm sorry, what now?
We're going to build up to that one. It's going to take some time.
Forgot to read ahead.
Right? That's right. I didn't tell him anything. It's just like sit down and put these earphones on and whatever happens, happens. So this is the first episode of that. Before I get into the topic, though, let me first mention the sponsor of the Filter Free Amerika podcast, and that is simplewebsite.us. 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 We always say it 3 times, Wayne, because 3 times it sinks into the brain of the listener and it clings. You know.
Should I say simplewebsite.com 3 times as well?
It's not .com. You're already fucking up the sponsor's name. It's .us. It's .us. I don't know why it's .us, but that's what they've chosen to have their website. Simplewebsite.us. If you don't know, and I'll explain to you, Wayne, because all the listeners, they already know. Their whole business model is this, okay? You know Squarespace? You know the website builder, right? It's the website builder that we use for the Filter Free Amerika podcast. Their whole business model is this. They are experts in building websites using the Squarespace website builder, right?
Oh, so they know a thing or two.
They know a thing or two or three, quite actually, okay? Now, why the simple webs, or why Squarespace is designed for anybody to do it, there are some people in the world like myself, okay, that don't have computer skills, okay? Again, I'm very weak in that department. Also, we don't have a lot of patience,
You,
right?
you hate Skynet.
I hate it all, right?
Yeah.
Anything computer. Well, it took me 12 days to hook up my PlayStation, but that's neither here nor there.
Which version? The first?
The first. I'm still just got it on there. It's like, this is great. But that's what they do. They take that struggle away from people like me. And you just tell them, it's like, hey, look, I want a website. I want to do this, right? Like say I wanted to build a website for my snakes, right? I say, hey, simple website. I want a website about my snakes. And here's some pictures of my snakes. And I want to do this and I want to do that. And they just do it. And there's no thought on my part, which is great. I need less thinking every time possible. They build you the website to your specifications, make it beautiful, do all the little tricks and tricks.
Yeah, tricks and tricks.
Sure. There's another word that I'm forgetting, whatever. But they do it all for you. They make it super easy. Literally, when I was building the Filter Free Amerika website, I just sent them the information that I wanted on there. I sent them some pictures and some ideas. And it was like 2 days later, they're like, here, take a look at this. And I'm like, that's fucking great. That's fantastic.
On the first try?
Like the first try. They knew that's how good they are. And that's what's the thing is even if you know how to do it on your own, you don't know everything about the website builder. And they've maximized it. They
know how to fine tune it.
Apparently, I think it's like some devil worship going on over there. I think they sacrifice goats to like Squareface.
That would make sense.
That's how I understand.
Isn't that how Steve Jobs got all his money?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So if you want to get a Squarespace website built for you, and you don't even have to be dumb like me, you could just be a busy person who's got no free time, right? And they just want somebody else to do it for them. Go to simplewebsite.us. All right. Now, let's announce the topic of this episode. Okay, this topic of this brand new version of the Filter Free Amerika podcast, and this topic is going to be the death penalty and executions. Mm-hmm. Now, before we kick off the episode, let's talk a little bit about the topic. Okay, especially a topic like this one, because this definitely can be controversial in the sense of like some people are pro, some people oppose the death penalty. Talking about the death penalty in modern times as it is right now, and I guess what was your view, or what is your view right now of death penalty and executions? Are you pro or con?
I am con.
Con?
Yeah.
Death penalty?
Con, yeah.
Any kind of death penalty under any circumstances whatsoever? Do you have any gray area?
I mean, there's a little bit of gray in there because there are people who are just absolute monsters who are obviously don't give a shit about other people's lives and, they're going to hurt themselves in jail, or they might even hurt others in jail. Those are the kind of people, unhappy souls, and it's very few, very, very, very few. But I think a lot of people have done things in the heat of passion, and there's other things that I discovered as well that have really changed my opinion as well. Okay. But I used to be pro because it was like eye for an eye, that kind of crap. But then as I did more research and hearing more stories, I was just like, oh. Yeah, this isn't the answer for everybody.
Right. And I think that is kind of parallels exactly what my thinking was too. And I think a lot of it has to do with age and wisdom too.
Oh yeah.
Because like when you're younger, it's everything is one way or the other. There is no middle ground. There is no minutia to anything. It's just this or that. And I think like you, I thought that eye for an eye. If you kill somebody, we gotta kill you in return. And now it's even, Steven. We're good to go. And that's not always what it was. And we don't ever want to make excuses, especially for the crime of murder. I don't want to make excuses for that.
Right.
But the human mind is malleable in the sense that if you're in a certain type of environment, if only thing you experience is hate, danger, threat, risk, that sometimes you get programmed in your natural reaction to any kind of stressful situation is a form of violence. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, like where you grew up, like your neighborhoods and childhood.
So I account that a little bit too. But more importantly, also, I think we're going to learn in this episode, is not everybody who gets found guilty of murder
was actually guilty. There might be a flaw in the system. Is that what you're saying, Joey?
Might be a little bit of a flaw. Imagine that.
As you're still saying, Joey, a flaw in the system.
Right.
Yet another area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be my next neck tattoo. There's a flaw in the system.
Let's make that the whole neck.
Right there.
Balance out the kilo.
Right. So that's what we're talking about this episode. We're going to share a little bit about the stuff that we learned. Some of the stuff's fun. Some of the stuff can be funny. Some of the stuff is a little bit serious too. Yeah. So now you, the listener, you know our views of the topic. Let's kick this off. And now let's learn some of the facts, stats, and history of the death penalty and executions right here on Filter Free Amerika.
Electricity shall now be passed through your body until you are dead in accordance with state law. God have mercy on your soul.
All right, to start the stats section here, I've got this information. I pulled it from the DPIC. That is the Death Penalty? The Death Penalty Information Center. That's what the DPIC is.
We're slowly guessing, Joey.
Right. This is the whole gimmick of the episode is we're going to be dead at the end. And these numbers are as recent as March 31st, 2019. And again, all these numbers are also, they're based on executions since 1976. 1976, we've come to find out is where the modern version of the U.S. death penalty has
rebooted.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I mean, they've been killing people since day one, since we got here.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that was part of the arrival ceremony. Like, let's kill somebody.
Hey, we hit Plymouth Rock. Who do we kill?
Let's use the rock, actually. Let's use Plymouth Rock to kill somebody with. But we're going to base it since 1976.
Wait, is that what Malcolm X said?
Yeah, I think that's what it
when he
was.
said Plymouth Rock landed on us?
That's exactly what it was.
Oh, shit.
So, number of executions since 1976 in the United States of America is 1,499. I really wish they would have did one more for my OCD. Just
At least they didn't make it a point.
right? Yeah, he's half dead.
You would have lost your shit on that one.
Right? Right now, or at least as of 2019, there are 29 states that still have the death penalty. And some of these are going to be probably pretty obvious. Death penalty states are as follows: Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska. What's NV? Nevada?
Nevada.
In Nevada. North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, which to me, just living in South Dakota kind of feels like the death penalty to me. Tennessee, Texas, of course, Utah, and Wyoming are the states currently still killing people.
What was that, in order of death, or was that
No, that was just the states.
Well,
I think it was alphabetically order.
Fine.
Yeah. Of all the years since 1976, the years with the least amount of executions was 1976 and 1978. Those 2 years, there were 0 executions in the United States, which I thought was kind of weird that they were just
they were warming up the generators and
they were killing people like crazy right before that, though.
God,
that was
yeah. Just like, what would we say, around World War II?
Something like that.
There's a shit ton.
Right.
And it's also had to go, I don't know, there's other things going on around that time, too.
Right. Well, that's another part of what gets weird. The years with the most executions were 1999 and 1998.
What the hell was going on?
Years with the most. No, excuse me. 1999 and 2000 were the years with the most. In 1999, there was 98. In the year 2000, there was 85.
Good Christ.
I think the next one below that was like 60-something.
Okay.
So why was it in 1999, was there in 2000, the 2 years back to back, why was there a tremendous spike? And the only thing I could think of was Y2K. It was in 1999, so they were trying to hurry up and kill as many people as possible before the computer shut down everything, and then
and all the truths came out, or they lost all the information.
Let's hurry up and kill these people right now.
They'll find out.
But that was the record year, was 98.
God, that sounded like they really rushed that one. What was the difference between 97, 98 and 99, 2000?
It was like, I think like the two highest ones, 99 and 2000, was 98 and 85 respectively. Okay. And I think after that it gets down in like the 60s, and then there's some in the 50s.
Okay.
And then it gets down to 20s and 30s pretty quick.
Okay.
And goes down.
But just something around 99, 2000 just.
Maybe it's that Prince song. We're going to execute like it's 1999. Is that?
No, that's not how that song goes.
How's that song?
No, you're thinking of the other Prince song. Under the Cherry Moon.
Is that what it is?
pretty bad song.
Right.
But I don't know God, that's just weird. What the hell was going on around that time? Because I don't know. There was no real conflict going on. This is just before the buffer.
It has to be some millennia thing, and you got to hurry up and get them done before 2000, so we can act like we're a modern civilized situation. Or
maybe just
now.
a lot of people lost. God, I don't know. I really want to know what the hell most of those.
It was a really bad year for lawyers.
Yeah, no shit.
They weren't really.
I can't get a fucking break.
Right.
Another one. Fuck.
Most current these are some stats on how many people are on death row right now. These are people waiting for their execution date or going through the appeal process. And this date ranges from October, or this stat is based on numbers from October of 2018. There is currently 2,721 people.
Jesus.
Chilling on death row.
Just wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of people, right?
Since
if you were to go through and if you were an individual and you were to kill 2,721 people on your own, next, you'd be a monster, right?
A lot of bullets, yeah, man. Or a dictator, or a leader of a country,
right? It's weird the filter of government and the perspective change of how as a society as a whole, how we can detach ourselves from it. Well, yeah, because they're on death row, they're murderers, so it's okay.
They're alleged murderers.
Yeah, to kill people, and that kind of goes back to our what we were talking about in the very opening segment. Is well,
so there's
we think they're murderers. We know.
Yeah, pretty sure. Guess you.
Yeah, I mean, if you trust the court system, then when has that thing ever fucked
over 2,000 people pissed off the court system to put them on death row?
Right.
Jesus.
Currently the state with the least people on death row is tied. There's two states. You want to guess what they were?
Oh shit. Let's see. I'll say South Dakota because they're lazy.
Nope.
Wyoming because nobody lives there.
Wyoming. That's one.
I didn't write down all of them.
New Hampshire. Yeah,
that's another small. God,
that's a state I always forget. Whenever I try to know, list the 50 states.
Yeah.
There's 50, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget New Hampshire.
I always forget Connecticut. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's like
well, they each got one, right?
Yeah.
And to me, then that seems like kind of like if you're on death row and you're the only one in the state on death row, doesn't that feel fucking lonely to you?
Isn't that just death seat?
Right? Because then it's not like you're not trying to. You're not part of a group,
right?
And the state doesn't talk about our people on death row, which is Bob. You gotta kill Bob.
What's Bob on death row? Fucking Bob.
What's that Bob execution coming up?
Just every so often, you just hear Bob just, hello, guys,
I'm back here on the death row. Do you want to guess what state has the most?
I'm gonna go with Florida or Texas.
Wrong.
What?
Both counts. And I think this one's obvious because I think it's based on population.
Okay.
740, California.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah, progressive state out there in California.
Right.
All drug charges too, I bet. Is there a death penalty for having the best weed?
If it was, it wouldn't be my dealer. Right. That's for sure.
Punk ass.
Right. Worldwide facts.
Because your dealer doesn't listen to this, do they?
No, he's too busy selling drugs.
Selling shitty drugs.
Right. I got some stats based on the worldwide facts of executions.
Worldwide.
Boom. Currently, of the 190, I didn't know there was 195 countries. Did you know there's 195 countries?
I thought it was 193. Yeah, there's 195. Yeah, it is.
I thought it was,
South Sudan, I think, is the newest.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
South Sudan, a lot like South Dakota.
Yeah,
actually.
It's North Dakota, South Dakota.
Same terrain.
Sudan, South Sudan.
There are 55 countries that currently have and use the death penalty.
Well, that's a pretty good ratio.
55
a third of them?
Yeah, that's not bad. There's 104 countries that have abolished capital punishment altogether.
Good for them.
All right. 8 countries have abolished it except for special crimes.
Well, isn't that special?
Ah.
Now, I didn't get into the woods on what the special crimes were.
Yeah.
But one of those is being gay. That's considered a special crime in some countries that they execute for. So there's 8 countries, and there's other crimes too. And actually, you mentioned drugs.
Yeah,
and that comes up in my notes here too. But that's considered a special crime in some countries too.
Because wasn't it the Philippines were going crazy just the last couple of years?
Yeah, their whole president or whatever is it called the president there?
I think he calls himself a president
or whatever he is there. He's really big on killing people
just for anything.
Yeah, but he killing people for drugs, and I think Trump actually sided with him on that.
You are fake news.
Weird.
28 countries have abolished it in practice because they have not used it in 10 years or more. So it's still on the books. It's kind of like a kind of a cheap way of getting out of it. It's like, yeah, it's still there.
The guillotine's
Don't
a
piss it
little rusty.
off.
We can't whip her back out there. It's
Right.
just too much dust on the electric chair.
Right. Here's where it gets kind of crazy. These are countries with the most executions.
Okay.
Now, who do you think is the country with the most?
Saudi Arabia.
Wrong.
What?
Wrong. China.
Oh, I was going to go. Wait, they execute?
Do they?
Oh.
Well, let me tell you something. China, of course, they have by far the largest population at 1.386 billion people as of 2017. Okay?
And
So that makes sense by population.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Percentage-wise.
But I didn't want to do China wrong,
Okay.
right? I wanted to do it per capita.
Nice.
Right? Because, you know,
That's fair. That's
and
fair.
We say a lot of bad things about China.
Right.
So I figured, well, what's figured out by capita?
Yeah.
So then it's all fair based on the population of the country. So redid the numbers. Now, what country do you think has the most executions per capita?
Ooh, the Vatican.
Wrong. Also China. China again.
You tricked me.
Right?
Son of a...
Per capita, China has the most executions. And it gets worse.
Oh, no.
It gets worse. According to Amnesty International, China executes more people per year than the rest of the world combined.
Jesus Christ. What, they just got like a wood chipper or what? They just
Basically.
hucking them in?
Basically.
God.
And it's worse yet because their estimated number of executions per year is only estimated. There's, you know,
It does a guess.
it's in the thousands.
God, that's gross.
Multiple thousands of people are executed in China every single year. That's not an accurate count because China considers that number a state secret.
Yeah, that sounds... So they are killing more people a year than the U.S. has on the row.
Yeah.
Just people just waiting.
Than any country
Just combined.
kills total. And that's including countries like number 2 on the list, which is Iran.
Okay.
At 314 of the year from this stat. Well, I can't remember what year it was. Oh, 2012. These stats are from 2012.
Okay.
So number 2 on the list in 2012 was Iran. Most of those were drug-related crimes, although some of them were also crimes like homosexuality. And number 3, Pakistan,
Okay.
242
Jesus.
in 2012. So that's 550 something in 1 year.
Good.
China, thousands.
Good.
An unknown number. Thousands.
Because it's a state secret. Come on. It's like your mom's cookie recipe. It's a secret.
Right. And that's not counting.
Is that a little homosexuality in there too?
So it is.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. So what do you have? You've got some numbers based on exoneration rates.
Yeah, I did find some stats on exonerations that have been going on. Basically, since...
Can I guess? Is it absolutely no innocent people have died?
Oh, no. I wish I could say that, but this isn't Christmas. You don't always get your wishes, my friend. But these are stats from 1973 all the way to 2019.
Yikes.
Well, only because like 73 to 75, there are like 6 people were released in only 3 states.
Okay.
And because then we also had, because that was also, this is where there's like not happening. Like this is not a lot. Like death row was basically, people were like, this is not bad. This is bad. We can't, they're all going to be life. So people were taken off of death row because the United States decided they were going to kind of do away with it. But then they did a reboot in
Right.
76.
Like we can fix this. We can kill people and do it the right way. Let's do this.
So with so starting with 76 all the way to 2019, I mean, that's a lot of years.
All right.
God, what is that? That's 43?
43 years.
Yeah, how many people do you think have been exonerated? I mean, that's
3 or 4 maybe.
well, a year.
What?
Yeah, I mean 160 people have been exonerated.
160 people.
Yeah, so it's better than what you thought.
So can we rehammer that point? Can we say that in 43 years,
43 years.
160 people were at one point convicted of murder or a crime that would result in their execution?
Could have been treason, could have been
whatever. But they were eventually found not guilty over time.
Correct.
And whatever contributed to
You're
that.
free to go. Thanks for spending jail Or spending time in jail for 30 years. Now you can try and make a living.
So the reverse would that be? There would be 160 dead people.
Yeah.
If there was not some groups actively working to make sure that people being convicted of murder are actually deserving of that conviction.
Exactly. And almost all of those groups are working for free.
What's vision right now? Like 160 dead people piled up in the studio right now.
That
would be
be ripe.
That would be
ripe. That's what that would be.
Depending on
Well, it depends how big they were too. I mean, if it was like a bunch of little people, it'd be fine.
Fat convicts.
I mean, it'd be a nice layer, I guess. It'd be more quiet. Be baffling the sound.
We'd have to step over them to get out of here.
That'd be just aisle, just leading right to the stacking up on top. Damn it, Bobby fell off of Jimmy again.
Will you put these dead bodies up somewhere? God damn it.
Nikki's bitching.
All these fucking gotta clean underneath.
Are you still collecting dead bodies? I'm exonerating, hun.
If they're wrongly convicted, it's different.
Right. And then, so since then, there's 2 states that have really led the way of exonerating convicts.
Okay.
What do you think the top 2 states are?
That with the most exonerations?
Most exonerations. And we're talking in 40 plus years.
I'm going to say California because it's a liberal state, and New York because it's a liberal state.
Nope, you are wrong. Wow. Florida is number 1 with 29 exonerations.
They're so busy down there just killing themselves in general.
The alligators are getting them too.
That's true.
Well, everything. There's a lot of goofy stuff going. It's just Florida,
right?
It's my second favorite state of news after Wisconsin.
That is honestly surprising to me. That knowing what I know about Florida and the legal system over there, I'm surprised that they're working that hard.
Yeah, usually when I have to do an impression of an angry white person, it's usually a Floridian. Just,
right?
Damn, man, what you all got, man? Eye for an eye, buddy. What's this quickly do? That's pretty good, right?
That sounds very Floridian.
Wait, thank you. And then Illinois, 21 in 40 some years. So every other year they let a person go.
That's also surprising to me for different reasons. Just because there's, we know that Chicago's there. We know that there's a tremendous amount of murder and crime in a very centralized area there. But I don't know. Maybe that's part of the reason too. Maybe because there's so much violence going on there that
They got to make room.
We know the legal system, the police there have some issues as far as convicting people wrongly and setting people up.
There's a history.
So that could be part of it too, which is something that we should always consider when we're talking about this subject.
Right.
Is also law enforcement itself.
Right, yeah.
As much as I like to pick on law enforcement,
yeah.
This is not my intent here, but some areas have greater rates of being malicious in their prosecution or just wanting to let's close these fucking murder cases. Let's hurry up and look at that guy. Let's just throw it on him.
Oh, sure.
Throw him in
Give
there.
it to the new guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And the new guy's just like, I don't want to deal with paperwork.
Right. I'm talking about the people that they find guilty, like who they arrest. Like they'll just arrest somebody to close a case. This guy, he was within 5 blocks of this murder.
Yeah.
And he's maybe not white.
So close a cold case, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. You don't have to sit and worry about it. You can take it off the billboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, you get your gold star, buddy. So about an average of 3 a year is what's being exonerated. And the one number that I kind of like, between 80 and 2019, 50 people have been exonerated.
Right.
Or I'm sorry, 150 people.
Oh, that's a big difference.
I read three times
as much.
Yeah, and this is like what we've talked about too, was just, I think this is the time where technology started helping. Like we were able to figure out DNA, cameras.
Right.
It's just the chips we were born with that they're putting in with their vaccinations is helping people. God, I mean, it's finally helping out. So exonerations really did help. And these are all from stuff from the mid to late 80s. A lot of those people were released.
Like I said, I don't ever want to try to force people to change their mind, but I do want them to give them something to think about. If you're one of those people that are eye for an eye, like I used to be and you used to be, are you okay with that? Can you say that, 150, 160 people were exonerated in this time frame? If they weren't exonerated, right?
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? Is that a margin of error that you're okay with? That to me, I can't. I think one individual killing one person accidentally. Well, I think that's justification enough to rethink the whole process.
Right. And we don't have a stat on how many people were tried for death row, but it's got to be about 3 to 5%. So out of your 100 friends, if 5 of them were just wrongly, how furious would you be?
I don't know. I've got some dick friends. I don't know.
I'm saying friends. I'm not just saying people. I'm not saying acquaintances. I'm saying like people that you like 100 people that you do like. 5 of them are yanked off just because they just kind of look like somebody.
You fit the description, or you're wrong place, wrong time.
They were wearing the wrong black hoodie. That's what they got convicted for that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another fun stat. Between hanging, electrocution, lethal gas, lethal injection, and firing squad, which one do you think is the most successful?
The most successful?
Most successful.
Well, let's do the least successful first.
The least successful? Okay. Which one do you think is the least?
No, I know I for sure know the answer to this one because I read this in the thing. It's lethal injection.
Yeah.
It's getting the chemicals wrong.
Yeah.
And I think
people even just have tolerances too.
Yeah, it's a biological thing. Some people are more susceptible than other people are. And that's a big part of the debate right now is lethal injection is the most common form of execution of the states that still execute people.
Yeah.
And then there's even part of the issue is the availability of the drugs that are more effective, and the cost of the drugs, which is such a fucking crazy thing to get into and debating. Like, oh, I don't know, the cost of this drug is super high. Well, let's try to find something cheaper. If we're going to kill somebody, let's just try to find the most effective way possible. If we're going to have to continue doing that, which I don't agree with.
Here's a weird stat: how many doses of lethal injection do you have to have on hand at any time at any prison that does lethal injection?
I don't know. That's great.
1. Because that's not that often. You're done with that one.
Well, then
you just reorder another one.
I wonder
or
if there's
maybe
a shelf life.
Yeah, no, I just thought as I was saying that, I was like, maybe there's a shelf life.
Like you ever eat like a stale bag of chips, and it's like, this is gross.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with lethal injection. It's like, this is going in my arm. It tastes fucking
does this taste weird to you, Bob? Yeah, that potassium's not good. Well, I guess that's a good point.
So what's the reverse then?
The reverse, most successful, even though there hasn't been a lot of them, firing squad.
Firing squad.
36 for 36.
Holy shit. All right, so in this segment, I want us to talk about types of executions.
Oh boy.
The process, the way the killing is done, okay?
Right.
So we're going to talk about the modern version, specifically United States,
Right.
of how we're killing these folks. In the US right now currently, lethal injection.
Yeah.
Lethal injection. That was the name of an album too, wasn't it?
I'm sure it was some hair band.
I was going to say like Motley Crue.
I would probably go towards Poison.
Poison?
Or Rat. I don't think that was a Motley Crue, but yeah, something like that.
Gotcha.
Or STD.
Oh no, you know what it was?
Panther.
Wasn't it Ice Cube?
Oh, was it?
Lethal Injection? I'm pretty sure it was an Ice Cube album. Lethal Injection's one. Electrocution.
Yep.
That's another one. Gas chamber. Gas chamber is a form of execution. That's also what I call when I fart under the covers.
You don't call it a Dutch oven?
No, I call it the gas chamber. I pull it over our heads, making we die together.
Holding hands. Right. And that's only just so she can't get out from underneath it.
Sniff it.
You say it's romantic.
Right?
Yeah, and that is an Ice Cube.
It is? I knew it. Yeah. My rap. Also, this one's these last two are kind of surprising, or maybe surprising. Firing squad, still an option.
What?
2 states. You want to guess what states have the firing squad?
I just heard this. Idaho?
Idaho's one.
I just heard
Oklahoma.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Well, maybe Oklahoma does have something going on there.
Also, 2 states still have this last one. Hanging.
What?
Yep, hanging. You can still be hung. Well, you can be hung in any state. Could be hung as a form of execution. New Hampshire.
Okay. What? Are you sure that's a state?
Maybe. And Washington.
What? Well, the opposite coasts, huh?
Yeah.
Hangings.
Yeah, still be hung.
Huh.
I think every state that still has executions should have at least one form of execution.
Yeah.
That is like themed by the state.
Okay.
You know, like a state bird.
Okay.
Like you'd have like in Idaho, they could like stone you to death, but it's like potatoes.
I gotcha.
In Kentucky, there's you fuck your cousin to death or something like that.
Yeah, I like the idea that it's on the crest too, like the state flag has
Right.
it too.
It's that one right there. It's,
Mommy, what's that needle for? Don't
I was gonna
fuck
say,
up.
our good neighbor to the east, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It would have to be something cheese themed,
Oh, they just drowned you in it.
like a lethal injection of cheese whiz into your arms.
They drowned you in cheese as the Packers lose.
Right.
So heartbroken, and yeah,
Usually cause of
heart failure.
suicide over there. So those are the modern methods, right? The civilized Grey Poupon versions of murder, state sanctioned murder. But we're going to talk about the ancient classics, the good old days.
And this is the listener's warning that these do get pretty
Graphic?
creative.
Yeah.
Let's say creative, and that's the thing. Looking through these two, I'm like, who the fuck thought of this shit?
Because this is a lengthy list. Like I just read the
Yeah.
modern version. How many was in the modern version? Did I say was that five different forms of execution? We're not going to have enough time to read all of them. I'm just going to read kind of the highlights. But there's dozens,
Over 30 something.
Over 30
There's
something.
some similarities.
some similarities, right?
But it's just like, like, what do we got to do to these murderers? Well, I got an idea. How about we, like, okay, but could you put your dick away? Stop jacking off while you're talking about killing a guy. That'd be appreciated.
Well, that's my joy.
Do you want my help, sir, don't you?
That's what I
Squiggly do.
call it justice. So here we go. Here's some of the highlights of the ancient methods of execution, and some of these are in categories. The
Yeah.
first category, alphabetically, is animals.
Yay.
So to be clear, there's multiple ancient methods of execution involving animals. Crushing by elephant,
Yeah.
number one. Devouring by animals.
I think that would be my least favorite.
That would be
Because it says alligators, crocodiles, piranhas, and sharks.
right. I think snake would be the worst, just because you're getting swallowed.
Or just the bite. And it depends on the snake, too, because it can be really slow. And
Oh, I did just see some very graphic pictures of some young Russian men who got attacked by a bear,
oh, dear God.
and like they're dead now.
Like, how long ago did this happen?
Not long ago, because it was very modern digital photography.
Was it like a pissed off circus bear?
Nah, it
'Cause
was like
those
they
are
were
my
out in the
favorites.
woods and
Shit.
yeah, and like he like tore them apart.
Oh, fuck.
And like you see pictures of like a pair of pants half torn with a leg sticking out of it, and like animals, and I think this is true with most animals, like wolves or whatever.
Yeah.
They always eat your organs first. You know, so that's where the good bits are at. That's where all the nutrients are at.
Extra protein,
Yeah.
or not, extra calories, yeah.
Yeah. So the like you see the guy's empty
Guts,
body,
just his cavity.
the guts are all gone because the bear ate
the
the
best
guts.
parts.
But they did
Oh
get the
my
bear
God.
though. It was a big fucking bear.
Yeah, like when you were saying how an animal kills you first, like when those people get attacked by a chimpanzee, like the first thing that chimpanzee does is rips off your jaw so you can't fight back. And then it goes for your eyes so you can't see it coming at you. Like that's how methodical this fucking animal you raise as a child is.
Why is it chimpanzee or monkey on the list?
I
It was like,
really think-
why didn't anybody come up with that?
I'm telling you, man, I might have lived a second life. I don't know. I might have come up with some of these. Holy shit.
You know, Wayne, the guy that came up with the monkey killing.
Well, my dick is out right now, just so you know, Joey.
Very primal.
I'm glad we're sitting.
On that animals list, there's also bites by snakes.
Yeah. See,
Snake pit would be more specific, where they throw you in a pit of, I guess, venomous snakes. All the snakes in the studio are all non-venomous.
well, think about
constricting
a
animals.
bite by these little bastards too. They can, if you get enough bites, you'd bleed out very slow, and then that gets infected.
It's pretty thin. Well, yeah, infection, things like that. Would be,
Or what's that lizard, the Gila monster?
Yeah.
And it waits like a month for their slow ass venom to kill. It's pretty horrific.
Yeah, it's some kind of it's salmonella, like times 10.
Yeah.
Or some shit. Tearing apart by horses is another animal option.
What?
Yeah,
Horses were
right?
that violent.
They're not in on it, more or less. They're just like, you tie it to a horse and they do like the 4-way thing.
Quartered.
Yeah. So you got like one leg tied up, one arm tied up.
Oh, you think you'd do that with any large animal? You like get some cows or camels, or depending on the region.
Camel is the other option that's on here.
Buffalo. Ugh.
In kind of a sick way, I'd kind of like a movie version. I want to see that. like what it would look like. Like I don't want to see it in real life. I like to see a movie version of that.
How about getting drawn and quartered by tortoise?
It's a slow death.
Yeah, trampled by horses.
That's all the trampled by turtles. That would be the
Oh my god!
Minnesota reference.
Doesn't that band out of Duluth?
Yeah.
These guys. This is the heavy metal version of trampled by turtles.
Right. Moving on from animals, there's one called back breaking.
Huh.
It's a Mongolian method of execution that avoided the spilling of blood on the ground, because you don't want to spill blood on the ground when you're killing somebody. This one might be my favorite. This next one might be my favorite. It's called blowing from a gun. If you don't know what that is, that's where they tie the mouth of the person being executed to a cannon and then fire the cannon.
God, are you facing the guy lighting it too? Or are you looking away so you have no idea what's happening?
You got? I don't know.
Your choice. Well, I like the idea of the cannon being in your mouth, though. I think that's even better.
His whole face gets taken off.
A gadooja. This is my favorite one, the Blood Eagle.
The Blood Eagle?
This is the one where I'm like, who the fuck thought of this?
This is a creative one. The Blood Eagle is the cutting of the skin of the victim by the spine, breaking the ribs so they resemble... This is fucking creative.
Yeah.
Breaking the ribs so they resemble blood-stained wings and pulling the lungs out through the wounds of the victim's back.
And this was for public display.
Yeah.
The Vikings did this one.
Yeah. And that's the ancient Vikings, not the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, that's how they play.
The modern Minnesota Vikings, they just kill people by playoff losses.
It's up, and it is no good. He missed it. Are you kidding me?
How they do that.
That's how their fans feel. That's what we're going to... Every time
Could you just pull my lungs out?
Right. When they lose that final playoff game, they just go, just fucking Blood Eagle me.
Right. Moving on, boiling to death.
Oh, God.
This penalty was carried out using a large cauldron filled with water, oil, tar, tallow. What is tallow?
It's just the fat.
That's melted fat. Okay.
Yeah.
Or even molten lead.
That just seems like a waste of lead.
Right? A waste of tallow for that.
Well, that adds some flavor to it. You know, it's a little something.
Would
you put it in these biscuits? Is that Steve?
This next one is took a lot of preparation because you had to have a sculptor or something.
Oh, this is one super cool.
And I like the name because it's called Brazen Bull.
Yeah.
Brazen Bull.
Have you seen images of this?
I want to say that this sounds familiar, like it was in a movie or something.
Yeah. No, well, it was very popular because it's just a big, giant, like hollow statue of a bull. They put you in it, lock it up, and then just build a fire underneath it.
I wonder if they know that going into it, what's about to happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They
Wait
know.
a minute. They're just going to lock me in this bull?
Why does it
Fucking
smell
cool.
Like, why does this bowl smell like barbecue?
Wait a minute. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, but the nostrils were open so you could hear the screams.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we should bring that one back.
For drug charges? Is that what you're saying?
That would be Illinois' signature one, Chicago Bulls.
Well, nowadays, yeah.
All right. This next one, another complicated one. This one was called Breaking Wheel, also known as the Catherine Wheel, after a saint who was allegedly sentenced to be executed by this method. But it didn't really give me a description, so I had to look up.
Yeah. We had to look this one up.
I had to look this one up specifically.
There's nightmares.
And this is the breaking wheel. This is I'm just going to give you the highlights of the breaking wheel. Those convicted as murderers, indoor robbers, to be executed by the wheel, sometimes termed the wheeled or broken by the wheel, would be taken to a public stage scaffold site and tied to the floor. The execution wheel was typically a large wooden spoked wheel, the same as a wheel is used on transport carts or carriages, often with an iron rim, sometimes purposely modified with a triangular iron thrust attached and extended blade from part of the rim. The primary goal of this first act was the agonizing mutilation of the body, not death. All right, so they want to make you feel this one.
Yeah.
You really you're going to get this one. Yeah. The most common form would start with breaking the leg bones. To end this, the executioner dropped the execution wheel on the shin bones of the convicted person and then worked his way up to the arms. To increase its effect, often sharpened timbers were placed under the convict's joints. So it's not bad enough you break his bones, but hey, We don't want you to lay there comfortably as we break your arm bones. We want you to.
And did you see they have the diagram of that? What they laid up that modified? They laid them down on.
No.
So it's like a giant X,
Okay.
but then it has like wedges strategically placed on there. So when the wheel comes down, that's where more pressure is going to happen on the bones.
the exact opposite of a sleep number bed.
Yeah. Yeah, this one would break the.
What's your
inner
sleep
ribs,
number?
too.
Ouch.
Yeah. Fucking kill me.
That's. And in the second act, I love that this one has 2 acts. In Act 2 of this execution, in the second act,
After the first intermission,
right? Everybody take your seats. In the second
this
act,
was very public too. That's the thing.
right. This is all for an audience. So you had to have a little showmanship.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god! Because there was some too where they were actually on a spike, like up in the air too, and then
Right.
to show off. And hey, you guys want to steal some shit? Fuck no, dude.
Let's go. They did the Bob.
Let's go steal some wheels. That'd be the
should. In the second act, the body was braided. And that's the word. Braided into the wheel of the wooden spoked wheel. So
Yeah.
and that was because their body was so fucking broken
Oh, they were squishy.
that they just would weave them into the spokes of the wheel.
This is the second act.
This is the second act, right?
Ugh. This is like
So this
boneless
person
wings.
may or may not still be alive or conscious.
Oh my god.
Or they were tied to the wheel. Sometimes they were like, oh, okay, let's be nice. We'll just tie them to the
We'll
wheel.
go easy on them now.
Yeah.
We've broken every bone in their body.
The wheel was then erected on a mast or pole like a
Oh,
crucifixion. After this, the executioner was permitted. Yet it was, it's your choice, buddy. Whatever you want to do here.
We will allow it.
It was permitted to decapitate or garrote. Am I saying that right? It's Garrotte. Garrote.
Yeah.
I think that's a choking. I think that's some kind of
Yeah.
choking. The convict, if needed to be. Alternatively, fire was kindled under the wheel, or the wheel conflict was thrown into the fire.
Jesus.
Holy shit, that's personal as fuck, right?
God damn it. And then the executioner just makes eye contact with him the whole time.
Right.
Say you're sorry, bitch.
But you won't do that again because you're going to be dead.
You ain't got no fingers to steal no more.
A few other ones here. Buried alive. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Burning, crushing by weight. Also known
Slowly or abruptly.
right. Also known as the Lizzo. That's going to get some letters. Disembowelment.
No,
That's
I'm
another
good.
one. That's when you
Or the bearing.
drowning. It's a classic. Drawing and quartering.
It's
Kind of similar to the horse one. Falling.
I think this probably might be my favorite one.
You like this one?
I think this might be mine.
The victim is thrown off a height or into a hollow. A hollow, I guess.
This is Spartak.
Right. Oh, that is the following, right?
Yeah.
In Argentina during the Dirty War.
Sorry, what now?
Dirty War.
It's, everybody fought naked, right?
Right. super greasy. Those secretly abducted were later drugged and thrown from an airplane into the ocean.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Frontier Airlines flight. That's what that
Spirit.
Yeah, spirit, baby. Flaying. Flaying. The skin is removed from the body.
Yeah, this is another super fucking like. There's a human that's like, I could do that. I could do that to another guy.
Yeah, sure. There's garrote. That's the. I hope I'm saying that right. Or
Garrote.
Garrote. It's strangulation or choking.
Just okay. What makes this one special? This one, you're sitting on a chair.
Okay.
And then they put the strap around your neck and then slowly tighten it, but you don't get a mask. So people
You get to jerk off while you're doing it?
No, because your hands are held down. And usually,
fuck, I'm out then.
yeah, they're usually like in front of you. But the whole idea of this one, you don't wear a mask either, so people get to see your, and it's because it's in the public,
Right.
So they get to see your eyeballs bug out and watch you slowly die. Whereas like getting hung, hood over the head, just quick snap. This one's very slow and methodical. It's just like. There's a fucking guy standing behind there like, yep, this is my job.
This is it.
God, they got fired from filleting last week.
4
so
years
it's
of
like-
executioner school.
Yes.
That's where I'm at now.
I finally got a real job, Dad.
Look, I told you I was going to make it. Skip that one. Skip that. Impalement. That's another classic. Key hauling. This is a Dutch who came up with this. The Dutch folks is a form of punishment and potential execution once meted out to sailors at sea. The sailor was tied to a line looped beneath the vessel, then thrown overboard on the side of the ship and dragged under the ship's keel, either from one side of the ship to the other, or the length of the ship from bow to stern.
Yeah.
So basically, it sounds like water skiing, but without the skis.
Well, waterboarding, but
Something
the
like-
board is the ship.
Way less cool. Keel hauling amounted to a sentence of either death by extreme torture or minimally a physical trauma likely to permanently maim. The hull of the ship was usually covered in barnacles and other maritime growth,
Yeah.
and thus keel hauling would typically result in serious lacerations, of which the victim would later suffer infection
Yeah.
and scarring.
Yeah.
I had a relationship that ended
Because you're out on a
infections and
goddamn
scarring.
ship, too. I mean, they didn't let you use the rum to clean out those wounds, man.
Right,
That's,
they're not going to waste rum on
fuck no.
that guy.
Not that good.
So that's-
Molasses strap.
Yeah. There's a few other ones I want to mention. Molten, the execution method is associated with those who were thirsty for wealth,
Oh, yeah.
and they would kill them by pouring down their neck melted metal into their body.
Yeah. If you spoke of it, and then if you were parodying the king or somehow insulting the royalty, they would put a molten hot crown on top of you.
Right.
And maybe even make you hold on to a molten scepter.
Have that nice little sizzling sound.
Right.
As it goes in there.
We got the meats.
Poisoning, of course, is one. Pendulum.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that in movies.
Yeah, this seems like didn't that happen to James Bond too?
Yeah.
Didn't they have a pendulum as he's describing his this is the plan. So if you maybe possibly
I've seen like modern versions of that too, and that's with laser beams. Instead of a swinging axe, it's like the laser beam is moving slowly to where he's tied down at.
towards the crotch.
Yeah, that would be the Tesla modern version, I guess, of that one. Right. And then the last one is this one's pretty crazy that I wanted to read was scaphism. Am I saying that one right?
Scaphism.
Scaphism, an ancient Parisian method of execution in which the condemned was placed in between two boats and then force-fed a mixture of honey and milk and then left floating in a stagnant pond. The victim would suffer severe diarrhea, which would attract insects that would burrow, nest, and feed on the victim. And then the victim would eventually die of septic shock.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
That was their laxative back then, was milk and honey.
Apparently.
I'd be very regular if that was.
Whenever you hear that term, the land of milk and honey, that always
know.
sounds good.
Not anymore, man.
Not
You just
anymore.
changed the whole. The one that I thought was just another brutal. It sounds not so bad, but immurement, where they basically just put you in a cage, and that's
Oh,
it.
that's the one where they put you on display.
Yeah, they don't feed you, and people who do feed you get in trouble for that shit. But you basically just starve to death in the public square,
Right.
just like. And again, people thought this up, and they were like, "Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good."
That was the one where
I totally skipped. I totally missed that one about the
Which one?
the septic death.
yeah, that one's
Oh
crazy.
God, that's
Death by shitting on yourself is basically what that is.
feeding bugs.
All right.
Oh God.
So I thought it would be kind of cool since we covered some historic forms of execution to end this segment by talking about a few notable executions in history.
Oh sure.
A few notable ones. Not many of these were really killed in any crazy. Well, maybe one of them is. But I picked like my top 5, but I found one extra one that we had to include. So this is top 5 plus 1 notable executions in history.
Okay.
You ready?
If you skip my favorite, can I drop that in before your plus one?
Sure.
Okay.
The first one I thought execution of Muammar Gaddafi, former dictator of Libya.
Libya. Yeah.
Thought that was a very notable one.
We came, we saw, he died.
Mostly because his execution, not very organized. It was more of a mob execution.
Oh yeah.
It was filmed on a cell phone. This is how modern we are.
Hot.
All right. And I mean, he was basically beaten and stabbed to death.
Sure.
But in the video, and I saw the video, it's very disturbing. They shove like a blade, like a knife blade.
Sure.
It looks like a knife or a blade or some kind of sharpened stick or something into his ass, into his asshole.
Okay.
And that was,
That's kind of what they did to Benito Mussolini.
is it?
Put him on display, pissed on him, dragged him through the courts. I mean, they just mutilated his body.
Right.
So, think if they had cell phones back then, man,
Yeah.
it would have been a pretty good show.
I should have drawn some sketches or something. Another notable
Just
execution.
one guy's just sketching away. Don't piss on him yet. I'm not ready. Hold on.
Slow down.
I gotta get my yellow.
Here's another notable one. This guy was a serial killer, John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah,
That's a well-known.
clowny boy. What
Yeah.
was his clown name?
Pogo?
That's right.
Was it Pogo? Or
Yeah.
Poppy? Or
No, Pogo.
Is
You're
it Pogo?
right.
Okay, I know it was a P something. Do you want to know what his last meal was?
Oh God, no! I know this one. Isn't it like it's like KFC?
KFC was one of
Didn't he
them?
own some KFCs or something like that?
Did he?
I think he was like a manager, or he owned. He was like associated with the KFC. Yeah, well, that was his real job, but
Really? I didn't know
I'm sorry,
part.
that was his passion. But clowning was where he made the real money.
Right.
So,
His last meal was a bucket of KFC, 12 fried shrimp, French fries, fresh strawberries, and a Diet Coke.
all right, up until the Diet Coke, I'm into that.
Right?
Yeah, man.
His form of execution, lethal injection.
Okay.
That's how they killed him. His last words, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Give me my...
Kiss my clown ass, motherfucker.
Actually, the worst part of his execution was that they restrained his hand so he couldn't lick the KFC off his fingers.
Oh, come on. Well, if he'd had Cheetos, that would have been cruel and unusual then.
Another notable one in history, more modern history, Saddam Hussein, former president of Iraq. He was hung. That was another one that was caught on video.
And that was another one that seemed a little like, cell phone-ish. It just was like in somebody's basement. It
was more mob.
Yeah.
It was kind of bad. Here, this is probably the oldest one that I have from the historical ones. Joan of Arc.
Oh.
Joan of Arc was executed, referred to as the heroine of France. This was during the 100-Year War. French nobles who allied with the English handed her over to the English. She was found guilty by a pro-English bishop in basically a bullshit trial. And then she was burned at the stake at 19 years old.
If that doesn't motivate you kids, let's do it.
Right?
You want to talk about social justice warrior? Man, she was the best.
Right? This was the one that was like, I don't know why I didn't know this, that he was executed. I don't know why I felt bad that I guess I didn't pay attention as much as I thought I did. Davy Crockett, American folk hero, politician, soldier. He was in the Battle of the Alamo.
Yeah.
And he was one of the 5 to 7 people who surrendered at the end to General Santa Anna. And General Santa Anna, he said, "Fuck that shit." I think that's the exact quote, actually.
I wouldn't doubt it. Well, especially back in those days.
In Spanish.
Yeah, and back in those days.
Fuck that shito.
Yeah, el fucko el shito. Well, I'm sure back in the days, that
they
time
ordered him
too,
killed by
he
swords.
barely had enough money to feed his own people. He's like, I don't need fucking prisoners of war. Fuck this bullshit.
Right? Now, I have one other one. Did you have one?
Okay. Yeah. Here's the one. This is one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Mary Stuart, the Queen of Scots.
Ah.
She was beheaded by axe, but it took several good chops in order for this to happen, to where even the crowd was like, just end it for the love of God.
Was she a fat-necked woman? Was that?
Well, that's what people don't understand is like when you watch it on TV, that execution, like there's a reason the guillotine is like on a big, large fucking block and at an angle, because it does take a couple of good swings,
right?
Unless you've got a super heavy thing. But let's see. So the executioner finally got
How many times did she say ouch? That's what I want to know. I'm
going to say several.
God damn it!
I think actually my favorite would be like, yeah, pussy. That all you got, bitch? But it's because she's Scott, She, come on, you cook. What you got? Is that all you got? Yeah. And my favorite part, though, is that at the end, the executioner grabbed the top of her severed head and raised it to the public and said, "God save the Queen," as the head fell to the floor, and because she was wearing a wig, which the executioner did not know. So he's all, "Look what I did," and then he fumbles again on the whole fucking thing because, like...
And then it was at that point he was really embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't know you had a wig on.
I'm going to go back to Garotte.
Right. Give me one of them wheels. One of those bag of snakes.
Dad's going to be so upset.
And the last one I had to include in this is some guy named Jesus Christ.
Jesus Cristo?
Yeah.
How did he die? Was it from immigration?
I think there's too many people having homosexual sex around him, and he died of embarrassment.
Oh, tough break there, Jesus.
That sounds right. No, but he actually didn't walk on water. He drowned, and he floated to the top,
right?
And they were like, "Here you go, buddy."
Well, see, this is kind of wrong too, because he didn't really die. So is it really an execution? I mean, based on what the story tells us.
He was exonerated.
God,
after death. So maybe that's what those fucking assholes who did the exonerations after death, like, well, Jesus came back. Maybe this will work for this lady.
All right. We have reached the final segment of our exploration. Is that right? Of executions. Right. And so I thought the best way to end this episode would be to turn it on ourselves. Yeah. Right. We're going to put ourselves in the position of being a prisoner who has been sentenced to die by execution. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And we need to determine how we're going to be executed, mm-hmm. what our last meal is going to be.
Ooh.
Like maybe you're into KFC, like Gacy.
That was pretty popular, though, with the meals was fried chicken.
Right.
But do you blame them? It's
right.
fucking good. Have
you seen that new one now where it's like a chicken sandwich on a sliced donut? It's like a fried chicken breast, sliced donut as the bread.
God damn
and
it.
you buy that.
Who made that?
I bet Gacy is really kicking himself in the ass now. It's like, why couldn't I have not get caught until the KFC came up?
Why couldn't I have killed off more children? Right. Well, what was it? KFC had the one where it was just chicken breasts were the buns.
Oh, that's right. The reverse.
The go kill yourself. I forget what it was called, but
should go thinking outside the bun.
Toilet destroyer.
So the how, we need to come up with our how we're going to be executed, what our last meal is, and what our last words were.
Joey, I want to turn it on just quick. What do you think your crime would have been that would have gotten you the sentence?
Well, if we stay by current standards, I would have had to have killed somebody.
Right.
I'd have to kill somebody. What else can you get executed for?
Someone's gonna.
I think there's I think you can still. There's a military execution for treason. I think that's still. I remember reading that.
That is 100%.
So I would say that most likely, knowing my near radical points of view in terms of government, that most likely, if I'm ever executed, it's going to be for some kind of act deemed treasonous.
Okay, and not killing some fucking internet troll that's just finally pissed you off beyond all belief.
Well, it depends if that internet troll was like a former politician or something, possibly.
Okay, that's fair.
What about you? I didn't even think about that.
I would say mistaken identity because I'm a fucking angel.
Yeah, right.
No, fuck, I don't know, man. I just I probably would be.
You host a lot. What are the games that you host?
I do trivia and bingo.
Right? Do you ever get like some fucking weirdos in there that you're just like, I'm going to fucking kill you?
It's pretty good when it happens. Yeah. So I just accidentally ripping a guy's head off for talking shit during a question about puberty or something.
Right.
So a passion. Let's call it. Yeah, if I kill him during bingo, it'd be a crime of passion. That's what it'd be. That's what we'd die from.
Okay. So let's first start with our forms of execution.
Okay. My form of execution, I really would. I think I'm going to go with if I could pick my lethal injection, I'd go with that.
Yeah, we're gonna suspend all reality.
Okay.
And we get to pick exactly to the T exactly how we want to be executed.
Yeah.
So whatever you pick, but you just got to make sure that you die at the end. That's That's the only clause.
I would pick lethal injection then.
Okay.
Because the process of that.
Listening to the Ice Cube album, Lethal Injection.
Listening to
No.
Not his best album. I'm just kidding. First injection, LSD.
Okay.
Make that.
I'm with you.
Sit there and sit with that sumbitch for a couple hours.
All right.
And then the fentanyl kicks in.
Okay.
Because the, what's it called? The potassium
chloride.
Potassium chloride is supposed to hurt like a motherfucker. So that's why the fentanyl would kick in there. But this has got to last like a good 6 hours though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this got to be a good.
Is he dead yet? No, he's still
no.
He's jerking off in the corner.
He's still got 5 hours and 45 minutes before we punch in this other shit, but he's good to go. But yeah, that's why I would love to go out there with just a nice heady trip and then just blink, lights out.
I think that would be, joking aside, I think that would be a, maybe that's the middle ground. Like we'll never do away with execution, but we'll have them trip balls before they go.
God bless America.
Man.
Right?
We'll do my how.
Yeah.
Now you remember before we were covering the ancient forms.
Oh, you're going deep, huh?
I'm going deep.
Oh, you're picking blood wings?
No, the Blood Eagle. No, I was thinking about Blood Eagle.
Blood Eagle.
I was like, maybe. Cannon to the face sounded good.
Oh, right.
But I'm gonna go with the Breaking Wheel.
What?
You remember the Breaking Wheel?
That was the one we cringed at the most.
The one, right?
Okay.
If we're gonna go out with a bang.
Okay.
Since you picked LSD injection, maybe I've got some going in there too. Maybe
the whole time you could be cracking jokes, literally and figuratively.
Cracking jokes and joints.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna bring in the Breaking Wheels. Exact same thing. Yeah. Painful as possible. One caveat.
What's that?
Okay. As the wheel is rolling over me, as it's breaking my arms, my shins, my knees, my thigh bones, my coccyx.
Okay, get to the fucking point.
They also have to play Limp Bizkit's hit song, Rolling.
Because if you're going to suffer, everybody around you has to suffer too. Is that what it is?
We're all going to suffer together.
I really thought you were going to say the wheels on the bus go round and round.
That's when you kill children. You got to do that one.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, double fuck you. Limp Bizkit on a loop.
Right. The whole judicial system is like, oh, he got us.
That'd be the quickest wheel death ever. Even next week, be like, God damn it. How do I hurry this up?
Right.
Oh, fuck. They didn't even get to the second chorus. You're already dead. Waste of a wheel.
Right.
Oh my God.
So I think that's
what would your last meal be then, Joe?
My last meal. This was probably of the three. This is probably my easiest one. Okay.
Really?
So assuming that pussy is out of the question.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And assuming that weed edibles are also a no. Right.
I would not say that. You can get pretty full enough. Somebody, you do the right ones. You get some cookies.
That's true.
Some brownies. Fuck yeah, dude.
My traditional last meal would be a giant bone-in Wagyu. That's how you pronounce it. Bone-in ribeye, medium rare, at least 20 ounces.
Oh, nice.
Roasted Brussels sprouts and fried okra. I want both those things. Those are my two vegetables. Nikki makes this awesome roasted Brussels sprout where she cuts the Brussels sprouts in the middle.
Right.
And there's like a little bit of honey drizzled over it.
Oh.
And cranberries, like dried cranberries and sliced almonds.
Okay.
It's dope.
So I'm usually not a fan of the Brussels sprouts at all.
Oh, I love them.
And I've tried them, but I've never tried with honey. And I fucking love honey.
Roasted in the oven.
Oh.
Fucking perfect.
I'm going to try that.
Fried okra.
Okay.
Which is a very classic Southern
Down with that.
delicacy. Sweet potato fries.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That would be my starch. Dessert. A whole apple pie with a half gallon of French vanilla ice cream. That'd be nice. And then also a gallon of coffee. Yeah, definitely a gallon of coffee. So that way, when I do die, I shit all over the fucking place. Not only do you have to listen to fucking rolling.
That explains the Wagyu and then the okra, because you want to get some slick intestines in that son bitch.
Right?
Well, is there a certain type of coffee or just who gives a shit coffee?
No.
You're not that.
Just make sure they do it right in the morning.
Right.
About 4 cups is just about right for me. And
then
it's just a nice spray.
Back blast area clear.
Yeah. Let's listen to the song and clean up his shit. This guy is a fucking criminal mastermind. Did you have your last meal?
Yeah, man, this was the hardest one because I love food.
I like to eat.
I really do. I'm very finicky on what I do like. When I do like, I like a lot. And I mean, I honestly would just love to just go to like a super high class buffet, like the buffet at the Wynn or the buffet at what's that seafood one here locally? Well, it's seafood. Just a seafood buffet would make me fucking happy because you get the crabs and you get all that delicious shrimp kisses and all that good shit. And I just would gorge myself on that. That would just make me so happy. And I know it seems kind of hoodie in a not specific way, but I just, oh God, it'd just be all the happy foods would make. I'm salivating just thinking about it.
Would you go out as like a true criminal and like every time you go back to the buffet, you'd use the same plate in violation of that rule? So
fuck your law. What you going to get me? What are you going to make me more dead? Fuck you. Yeah, hey, look.
What are you going to kill me?
I'm even using the fork I was eating to pick shit off, but fuck you.
Just picking it up by hands. Use the tongs, motherfucker. Fuck you, bitch.
Hey, I didn't wash my hands either. Fuck you. It's my buffet.
What you mean only one serving of crab legs at a time? What the fuck?
This is a serving.
I'm a thug.
The pan is a serving.
Right. Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, and then basically just my wife's cheesecake. She's mastered the cheesecake. I
Really?
got this figure because of her cheesecake.
Oh, okay.
So, because I used to be about 225 when we met, and then I got up to about 325 by the time we got married.
Maybe she's slowly executing you by cheesecake.
Yeah.
You ever figure that one out?
Wow, yeah. Clever girl.
How about last words?
Look, Dad, I'm famous.
That's your last words?
Yeah. Because he would just shake his head. Ah, damn it. He had to bring me into it. I know it's very simple. I don't have anything poetic or nothing.
No political statement. No.
I killed a man playing bingo. What do you think? What I'm going to say? Anything poetic? Right. God, I just ate a buffet. Hey, what do you think I'm going to say?
Well, I
didn't wash my hands.
Oops.
Yeah.
I had to put a little bit more thought into mine.
Okay.
Because mine being as verbose as I am, I
far
need
more
to,
poetic than the rest
right.
of us, Joey. I'm not going to deny that.
So obviously, to start, I would have to, right before the execution was to take place, I'd have to ask everybody to subscribe, rate, and review the Filter Free Amerika podcast. Get one more plug.
God damn you.
One more in there. I would follow that by demanding a new 9/11 investigation, and then close my final last words by naming off all the women I've masturbated to.
God, be a long, long day.
Bring on the wheel.
Oh my God. Rolling. Oh my God, I love the plug.
Right?
That's the best.
One more time. Just get it in there. Just one more time.
Oh, and by the way, don't forget to subscribe.
What do you say? Is he admitting to his crime? No, he's just told us subscribe, give a 5-star rating. Can you share that on your social media feeds too?
I love that. Yeah. Hey, if you guys could live stream this, that'd be great. Don't forget the hashtag Filter Free Amerika.
Tweet this.
Best cast ever.
So there we go. That's the end of the Exploring Execution episode.
You're exonerated. You all can leave now.